Welcome to the new episode of, where we explain why carbon dioxide, also called CO2, is dosed into the aquarium and how to supply it. Why do we add CO2 to the aquarium? Carbon dioxide is very important for the growth and photosynthesis of aquarium plants. Every plant on the planet needs light, carbon dioxide and nutrients to grow. Nutrients are available in the soil or in fertilizers. They get their light from sunlight and their carbon dioxide from the air, where it is plentiful. However, aquarium plants grow in water. Unlike air, carbon dioxide tends to be scarce in water. If we want to have an underwater garden full of plants, we have no choice but to add carbon dioxide artificially to the aquarium. Plants in aquariums can of course grow without the addition of CO2, but they can never achieve the vital growth of those fertilized with carbon dioxide. What methods of carbon dioxide fertilization exist? CO2 from a cylinder. CO2 from a generator. Liquid CO2. CO2 from a cylinder. These are sets that have carbon dioxide in a cylinder and release it from the cylinder through valves and tubing into the aquarium, where it dissolves in the form of tiny bubbles. The CO2 in the cylinder usually lasts for a few months and then needs to be refilled at any filling station in the area. There is a filling station in every town over 10,000 inhabitants. This equipment is sold in a ready-made set, which contains everything needed, and therefore there is no need to put anything together. We will describe the different parts of the set at the end of the video. CO2 from the generator. The principle is identical to that of dispensing carbon dioxide from a cylinder. The only difference is that there is no need to go to the filling station every few months, but we make the gas in the bottle by inserting a new cartridge. About once every few weeks, which depends on the size of the aquarium, the CO2 generator container needs to be opened, a new cartridge put in, filled with water and closed again. The reaction of the water and the cartridge creates a large amount of CO2 in the container within a few hours, which is then dosed into the aquarium for several weeks. Many customers are happy with a pressurized bottle that they replace once every few months. For others, it is more convenient to purchase a generator and change the refill themselves using a chemical reaction every few weeks. It also depends on how far from your house the nearest filling station is and other circumstances. You can't go wrong with either set. They work exactly the same and can be operated the same. Both can be turned off for the night using the night valve. Liquid CO2. This is not actually carbon dioxide, but a liquid that adds carbon to the aquarium, but this has similar effects to carbon dioxide. Unfortunately, liquid CO2 cannot achieve the carbon concentrations that would be achieved by delivery from a cylinder or generator. It is therefore a rather inferior substitute, which still helps the plants, although it will not be sufficient for more demanding plants. However, we often also inject liquid CO2 into aquariums that are fed from cylinders because it is very good at suppressing algae growth. So the combination works very well together. Equipment of cylinder sets and CO2 generators. Let's start with the size of the cylinder for the cylinder sets. The larger the size we choose, the less often we will visit the filling station. It's not a bad idea to have an extra bottle, which will double the amount of time it takes to not have to go to the filling station. Another choice is whether we want to turn off the CO2 supply at night. Photosynthesis does not take place at night and it is unnecessary to dose carbon dioxide. That is why most customers choose sets with night shutoff. This is a solenoid valve that plugs into a switching socket with a timer that shuts it off for the night, preventing the gas from entering the aquarium. This applies to both cylinders and generators. Once the gas reaches the aquarium through the tubing, it needs to be effectively dissolved in the water. Glass diffusers can be used for this purpose and are sufficient in most cases. Another option is external atomizers, which are fitted to the hoses of external filters and blow bubbles directly from the filter. This is an even more efficient method and the gas in the bottle lasts longer. Measuring the carbon dioxide content of the water is also very important. It must not be too little, which would be bad for the plants, but not too much, which would be bad for the fish. That is why there are CO2 tests that are placed in the aquarium. This is usually a glass flask with liquid inside. The blue color means that there is little CO2 in the water. Yellow indicates that we need to reduce it, as there is too much. A light green color is ideal. Set the gas flow on the valve of the generator or cylinder set so that the liquid in the test is green. Count on the fact that the liquid in the test shows the condition that was in the aquarium about 2 hours ago. It does not react immediately. You can even connect a pH controller to a CO2 set or CO2 generator, which will make your setup a truly professional tool. You set your desired pH on it, and the controller will turn your nightly shutdown on and off on the CO2 set to maintain the desired pH, which will also keep the CO2 level the same, since CO2 and pH are intertwined. This is ideal for fish and plants as the CO2 level does not change, which they like even more. If you have multiple aquariums, CO2 sets with 2 valves or gas distribution centers can be used. For more tips, advice and tutorials, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on social media, on our website or in these videos. We wish you minimum worry and maximum joy with your aquarium.